Hello everybody, this is Dr. Cole. I am recording this message Sunday afternoon, July 3rd. Many of you will be seeing it on Monday the 4th, which is the Independence Day holiday, so happy 4th of July to everyone. It's also the first day of class for the second 7-week term at OPSU for Political Science 1013. So this will be our week one message. You can expect to receive a link to a message every weekend. Generally, they will go out on Sunday or possibly Monday. But I expect to do one of these every week of the term. And it's a short term, 7 weeks. There will be 48 class days during the term. So everybody, let me say just a few words to introduce the course and to lay out what we'll be doing for the first week or two. We have some things assigned right off the bat within the first week or 10 days. We have to get an exam in. We have a total of 4 exams, so they'll have to come at the rate of about 1 every 12 days, or 48 class days. So we'll be having one on July 15th. We will also be beginning a threaded discussion this weekend that I anticipate will run roughly Saturday through Monday. That would take us through Monday the 11th or possibly Tuesday the 12th. I'll have to check and see exactly when I had scheduled that. But look for announcements about both of those, the exam and the discussion. You should be getting a series of announcements over the course of Monday morning to get the course started. The textbook is the yellow softback We the People textbook. I believe it's now in the 13th Essentials edition, 13th short edition, basically. So that should be available from the online bookstore. There will be 4 exams, 4 100-point exams. There will be 3 discussions, 3 threaded discussions, each worth 50 points, and we'll count the best 2 out of 3. So that set of discussions will be like an exam. So there will be 500 points available. In addition, you may complete a term paper which may take the place of any grade but the final exam. Everyone must take the final exam. The paper may replace any other grade in the course other than the final exam. And I'm going to get a document out to you with a list of topics, and the beginning of that document will explain the requirements for that assignment. It's optional. It's not required to turn in a term paper, but if you do, it could help you raise your grade. Okay, everybody, the exams will be in the objective format. Some multiple choice, mostly true, false. There'll be 50 item exams, each one of the 4. And you'll have 45 minutes to complete the exam once you start. And I anticipate the first of these will be Wednesday the 15th, in about a little over 10 days from now. So there'll be a total of 4 exams, a set of discussions, and a term paper which you may or may not choose to write. Okay. Now, each exam will cover 2 units. There's a total of 8 units for the course. The final exam will not be comprehensive. It will only cover the end of the course. There will be a few items on each exam drawn from the textbook, maybe 4, 5, or 6. Largely, though, they will be based on my class notes, which are available for each unit of the course in the modules area of the course website. On top of that, for each exam, there will be 3 or 4 things you'll be asked to access and read online, and the announcement for the exam will include links to those articles to be accessed online that you'll be asked to read. And you can expect maybe 15 of the 50 items to come from those readings. All right. Well, everybody, the first part of the course, going through exam 1, will cover units 1 and 2. Unit 1 is called Political Participation. Unit 2 is called Political Parties and Pressure Groups. Now, I'll have more to say about Unit 2 next weekend. Those 2 units, the class notes, the textbook assignment, and the readings that I will assign, those will be the material. That will be the material for exam 1 on July 15th. So before we go, let me say just a word about the first unit, political participation, we call it. Okay. We begin making some very general comments about the subject matter. The concept of democracy, that takes up the first 10 or 15% of the class notes. Then we want to move on to look at different ways in which you can participate. Okay, that could include all kinds of things. Casting your vote, or maybe contributing money to a candidate or a political party or a pressure group, attending a public meeting, all the way up to conceivably running for office as a candidate for public office yourself. Okay? All right, so we go through a range of ways in which you can participate. Half or more, though, of this unit will be taken up with voting, okay? Because one thing we emphasize is voting by itself, if you do nothing else, is a fairly minimal passive way of participating. We tell students that to be effective in your participation, you should probably do more than that. But voting and elections do determine who holds public office. So there are basically two questions we want to examine about voting. We're going to want to look at vote choice. Okay, why do voters support one political party or a candidate or another? All right, but before that, there's another preliminary question, because many people vote, but many other people do not. So we have to look at the question of voter turnout, whether or not people vote, and what influences that. Because it turns out that some people vote and others do not. Some vote only irregularly. They may vote maybe once every 4 years for president, and that's it. Some vote at every opportunity they have. Others don't vote at all. But it turns out that those who turn out and vote are different than those who do not turn out. So the voters may not be representative of the whole population, and that has some important implications for our system. So there will be some readings about that in addition to the class notes and the readings from the textbook. You'll have some readings related to the issue of participation and that of political parties and pressure groups to read for the first exam. In addition, everybody, about a week into the course over this coming weekend, through Monday the 11th or Tuesday the 12th, let's see, is that correct? Yeah, I think so. We're going to run a discussion related to the participation material. The issue there is some people participate in a violent manner. Sometimes political participation takes a violent form. We talk about unconventional participation in the class notes, which means protest behavior. But protests can be nonviolent or they can become violent. Okay? So our discussion is going to involve this question of violence in the political system. And you'll be asked to post in response to questions that I put to you in relation to the reading I'm going to have you do. And then post once, and then again in response to one of your classmates at least, over the course of 72 hours. And I believe we're going to get that started more than likely over the weekend, either Friday or Saturday, for 72 hours or so. So be on the lookout for an announcement about that. Okay. All right, so that is it for our introduction to the course. It'll be kind of a whirlwind. We've got to get through it in 7 weeks. We've got to do an exam every 12 class periods or so. So it's all going to move by in a hurry. Okay. If you want to do a term paper, you might start thinking about what you would like to write about right away. Okay. There are a lot of things going on that are roiling the political system right now and have been for 4 or 5 years, we might say. So it's an interesting time to be studying the political system. Many people are concerned about what the future holds for our system. So I hope that this will be an eye-opening experience for you. You get to learn about, in some depth, about some of the things you might have heard or read about in the media that have been going on in our political system. So, good luck, study hard, and I'll be talking to you once again about a week from now at this time.